It's time for the next edition of Festpod, where we'll be looking at the latest Download Festival lineup. We'll chat to the man behind Dubs of Rock Festival, Rich Halpin, and I'll catch up with Veiled at their album launch gig in Leeds. It's all coming up next on Festpod, the unofficial rock festival guide, right after this short message from our sponsor.
Are you looking for that last-minute festival essential? Or maybe you just want to travel light to get your whole camping setup when you arrive on site? The good news is that Fat Frank's Camping Shop will take care of all your festival camping essential needs. From camping chairs to blow-up airbeds, cosy duvets to festival cooking sets, Fat Frank has it all. And what's more, Fat Frank offers a click and collect service at several UK festivals. So head to fatfrankscampingshop.com to order now, or visit Fat Frank and the lads at your favourite festival. Fat Frank's Camping Shop, the official sponsors of Festpod, the unofficial rock festival guide.
Welcome to Festpod. The unofficial rock festival guide. Episode 68, recorded on the 24th of November 2024. I'm Neill Wilkinson with the latest news about your favourite rock festivals and a couple of interviews in this episode. Later on, Veiled are launching their new album in Leeds, and we'll also chat to Rich Halpin, who's putting on Dubs of Rock Festival in August 2025, with a lineup completely made up of tribute acts. But first, I will need to say hello to the man, the legend in North Wales. It's Rich Holmes, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Mr. Wilkinson.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. I'm tired. I'm okay.
You've had a busy day, haven't you?
I've had a very busy day, running around, driving around, picking up, dropping off, shopping. Grand Prix. Got up to.
Oh God!
Got up to watch the Formula One this morning. The Las Vegas.
Is that in
one.
Vegas or something? Or
Yeah, Las Vegas. Yeah.
Oh.
So it was great.
So you're a tired badger today.
I am a tired badger.
Sporting a Crushed by Waves t-shirt, I see, as well. Yes. Are you kissing the badge there? Isn't that a football thing that they do?
I'm just kissing Aaron Prime by default.
By default, yes, of course. Yes. I also like that you seem to have a filter on your camera at the moment where we seem to have you in soft focus. It's perfect for talking about Aaron Prime.
There once was a boy from the Northwest. His name is Aaron.
The generic Northwest, nowhere specific.
There was a boy from North Wales, Mr. Richard of Holmes. He was far too obsessed with Mr. Prime, considering that I am a heterosexual male. But by default, he can kiss Mr. Prime by kissing his logo. If only Aaron knew just what he meant to young Rich. They could be so happy together, stroll hand in hand down the beach, walking his dog Chi-Chi. Alas,
Okay,
it will never be.
I've got that off now. I'm being a bit freaked out. All right, so we're going to move on. Okay, so if you'd like to... Yeah, exactly. Well, I think we're all...
Calm myself down now, tell you.
We're all there.
I've been there twice during that.
Yeah. Anyway, there are two versions of the show, audio and video. The video is on YouTube and the audio is on your podcast app. So just search in there for Festpod to find it. Follow us on the socials as well on YouTube. Looking for Festpod is the thing to do. Do click like and subscribe for free on there and find all our links, all of them, including our merch and our Patreon at festpod.co.uk. So, let's do the thing. Let's do the thing, Rich. Let's get on with the festival news.
Woohoo!
So we are going to talk about Download Festival, first of all, who have released their lineup poster. Finally, we're all waiting for it. It always seems like an eternity before they release their lineup. They have a little party, just a few people round to watch it.
I mean, they just like to keep us on edge, don't they? They're basically edging us, and like,
They are.
and it's like you just want it. Boom! You drop it, and it's there.
Yeah,
And now we can talk about it.
you can. So let's have a look. The three headliners we have: Green Day,
New,
Sleep Token,
new,
and Korn.
new. 3 new headliners.
Hey, who's going to have a problem with that?
Well, nobody, in theory, because that's what everybody wants. How do you feel about this? I mean, obviously, I know you kind of like Sleep Token a little bit, so I'm sure you're glad they're up there.
Up there.
Up there. Green Day are a band I've never seen but always wanted to, and I'm glad that Downloader booked him as a headliner.
Yeah.
I think they'd be great. And Korn I've seen a million times, but them to finally get the push to headliner is wonderful. And again, no matter how many years Korn have been going now, they still put on a great show now. So I think it's 3 really solid headliners, and it's 3 headliners that is something for everybody.
I do agree with that. I'm quite surprised by Korn being put up there because they've been main stage support, even I was going to say, for quite a long time.
Yeah, they've subbed before, haven't they? And I think there was a possibility a few years ago they could have got the push to headline, and it never happened. But they've been absolutely shit hot recently. And
Have they? Are they releasing? They're not releasing new stuff, are they?
They're selling out places. Everything is just like they are up there again, and
Up there,
right up the shitter. And I think it's great for Download, great for Korn, and no matter how many times I see them, I will always watch them if they're on.
They are entertaining to watch. Absolutely, I agree with you there. It was, for me, it was unexpected, but I'm not, disappointed. I'll probably watch them if I end up going. So Sleep Token, I had heard a whisper, to be honest, that they were going to be up there. So you like this now? They're up there. Barely even touching the sides, and I mean, to be honest, they've sold out Wembley Arena. They're doing, European tour. They're doing world. They're constantly on tour, selling out places, and they do deserve this. The first time I saw them was at the Download Pilot in 2021, when they'd only got, I think, their first album out. I think they'd just come out with their first album. I was instantly hooked. And over the 3 years since then, they're now on album number 3. By the time the performance happens in June of next year, they should have the 4th album out. So I mean, I don't understand. I mean, you're free not to like Sleep Token, but you can't say they don't deserve to be there after all their achievements. They really do.
Do you think that this kind of new, fresh way of booking now, isn't there? Now there's a team of bookers, and I think you can see that in the bookings from the last couple of years, how the festival's mutated slightly, and it's become more something for everybody in the rock world. And I like Sleep Token. I'm not the biggest fan, but it was a surprise for me. I mean, I get what you're saying 100%. That they have sold out Wembley. They're selling out tours all over the place. They're constantly releasing music. It was a surprise for such a young band. Young in their career. That they're up there, but at the same time, I'm glad that Downloader booked them, and I'm glad that they've given them the shot, because it's more movement in the right direction for them.
Yeah, I mean, you say young as well. If you look at the other, either side, you've got Green Day and Korn. They're not new bands, so you do need. I mean, it's. I'd say it's a download thing to have at least one newish band at the top there.
As I said, I think it's an incredible book. I think the three headliners are incredible bookings. Green Day especially, Sleep Token for their, on their merit from what they've been doing globally, and Korn, who are kind of a mainstay,
Yeah,
and in the industry. So again, you're right. It's something for everybody, and I like it. I got no complaints about the top three on main stage.
Green Day I've never seen, and to be honest, I have always wanted to see them. I'm really curious to know what they're like as a live band, because they've got some great tracks, they've been around a long time, they're seasoned professionals, and, I'm really looking forward to it.
I used to be a big Green Day fan, going back a long time now. My uncle actually introduced me to them back in the day. One of their earlier albums where they were more of a genuine punk band.
Really?
However, yeah. So for me, I didn't go off them because they went a bit more mainstream at all. It was nothing like that. I just didn't like. I wasn't a fan of the sound at the time. It wasn't who I was.
Yeah.
So I did stop listening to them for a bit. But I've been over the last few years. I've been listening to them again. I'm listening to their newer stuff, and I think when you look at their back catalogue, they've got such a great number of tracks they can put into a festival headline.
Oh, definitely,
set,
yeah.
And it's going to be a great time.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see there being massive crowds for all these.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. Before we go on, can we just mention the beautiful new colour scheme?
I love it.
I was going to say, because you weren't a fan of the EDM style look.
I fucking hated the purple. It was purple.
Pinky purple, yeah.
Pinky purple.
Violet, lavender.
This is almost, it is kind of, there's some air bubbles down there. It's under the sea, isn't it? It's wonderful. I'm expecting a visit from the Little Mermaid at some point during the weekend.
Yeah, I nearly sang for you then, I won't.
Oh, please do.
No, because we'll get copyright struck. So, because I'm obviously so close to the original.
Absolutely.
Undercard. It's not quite Undercard. It's sort of other big bands that are playing. You've got Weezer.
Mm-hmm.
Great. I would like to see them, because they were on before and I didn't get to see them, and I'm quite disappointed that I didn't see them. So another chance there. Bullet for My Valentine.
Fantastic, yeah.
Who did play as one of the headliners at the Download Pilot. Mm-hmm. I stayed for 3 or 4 songs before realising this isn't really my style. But great if you're a fan of them. Jimmy Eat World. I have to say, I'm not that familiar with Jimmy Eat World. Don Broco, who I do like. I've only heard a bit of. Mm-hmm. But do like them.
You'd probably like Jimmy Eat World. Just give them a listen.
Okay. Yeah, well, I will. Yeah. Spirit Box, who are hugely popular. Last time, I can't remember when they were last on. Was it 23? 22?
22, was it?
I can't remember now, but they were on the third. Not third. It would be the third, yeah. And you couldn't get in. In fact, I went across to see them. Couldn't fucking get in the tent. I could hear it. It was very loud, and everybody was very fucking enjoying themselves. But Now, the Sex Pistols with Frank Carter.
Interesting booking, but also genius. And I really hope I can get to download now. Not just because of that, but this whole lineup. In all honesty, which I'll talk about later. But yeah, I'm excited. I want to see him doing Sex Pistols live.
I mean, it's a legendary band.
Yeah.
Legendary punk band. I mean, I love a bit of punk.
Spunk.
I mean, I'm not going to correct you. And they've got. I mean, how are they? Are they related somehow? Frank Carter to the. I mean, they've obviously seen him and thought he'd be an ideal frontman.
Exactly that. I think it was just they wanted to go out and do some stuff, and Frank's a great frontman, a great vocalist, right kind of genre as well, with his earlier stuff, and yeah, I think it just did a perfect fit.
This comes in the wake of news that Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes are going on hiatus following their 2024 tour. I'm looking at a story here from Kerrang. Please join us in celebration of the songs that changed our lives. And they're going on indefinite hiatus, which it's very sad. I mean, I can't really believe it, to be honest, but at least we've got Frank Carter still doing stuff.
Yeah, and Frank will always be about doing stuff. He loves it too much. But yeah, I mean, it's exciting. They were selling out shows in like minutes when the tickets were on sale for the Sex Pistol shows with Frank on as frontman, and again it makes sense, and it's just banging. I don't know what else I can say.
It's going to be a great show, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, because how many of us are old enough to have seen the Sex Pistols on stage? I mean, not many people who are going to download. So it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to seeing this. But I reckon this one is going to be one of them that, like they booked Busted and they didn't expect how popular it would be.
Yeah.
I reckon it's going to be like that. So it'd be interesting to see what stage they put them on.
I think they're going to be. I think second.
I was going to say that, yeah. Second, I'd say second.
But I don't know. Maybe.
We'll see.
I'm just guessing.
Yeah, well, that's all we can do at this stage. Within Temptation are also playing.
Yep.
The Darkness.
Yep.
Who seem to be there most years. I mean, I don't know if I'm just... Am I just making that up?
They haven't played for a couple of years.
Is it not?
I think it was it last year? Justin from the Darkness just walked past us whilst we were standing watching the band, looking all rock goddish, and I was just like, I was at my tree on drink or whatever, and it was Steph that said to me, she goes, "Oh, it's Justin from the Darkness." It's like, fuck off, is it? Oh no, it is. And I was going to go and say hello, but I was inebriated, so I didn't. But I'm excited to see him. Great show.
I wasn't. I clearly wasn't there because I've never heard that story before.
You were probably asleep.
Oh, that's a very good point.
You were probably under my chair or something, having a sleep.
Yes, that would not surprise me. Anyway, Steel Panther are there. I mean, we've who hasn't seen Steel Panther by this point at download? But some people still like them.
Yeah.
Now, the next one, McFly. Didn't we not say they ought to book McFly?
Yes, we did, and I can only go on the assumption that they booked McFly because of us. After the popularity of Busted last year, I hope they learn their lessons with staging for McFly.
Yes.
Because they're going to be just as popular, like you were saying about Sex Pistols.
Yeah.
McFly should be on an outdoor stage, as Busted should have been.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Which is bad at download. I suppose intellectually you wouldn't think that that's where the crowd would be if you're a booker for download. But it is.
Yeah. Now,
Who knew?
McFly, obviously, just like Busted, very divisive booking on socials and everywhere else. I need to, come clean and come out here as I'm a massive fucking fan of McFly.
Really?
I absolutely fucking love them. And they are so good live. And yes, they're a bit poppy, but, if if you've never seen a live McFly show, you can't say that they're no good and they're not right for it, because they fucking are. They're great. And whether they're in a tent or on a stage, they're going to have a fucking mahoosively chonking crowd.
Yeah. I mean, it's great that they're still together and playing after all this time, but I don't believe they're still releasing music, are they?
Oh, do you know what? I don't know. I know they've got a tour, haven't they, coming up with to do it. There's a Busted versus Busted versus McFly. It's a different go this time.
Oh.
Like looking at the arena plans, it looks like they're going to be in some kind of ring or something, and it's going to be more in the round, I think. And they're going to be kind of like versus each other. So if my understanding is correct, and yeah, I again, it's part nostalgia, even though they're not that on all the band really, but they are. They play their own instruments, they write their own music, they play live, they sing live. What's not to like about them?
Nostalgia for millennials, maybe.
Maybe.
Or the one underneath, whatever that is.
I never know. I try to stay out of that kind of conversation. They played they played Alton Towers live back when I was working there years ago.
Really?
Yeah, and I was on the barrier. I was working. I don't work there anymore, so I can tell the story. But I was on the barrier, just fucking creaming in my pants because I was so fucking excited, and I was just like, yeah. I got right at the front.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Yeah.
Great view from there.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, that's going to be interesting to see how that one goes. Meshuggah.
Yeah. Good live band.
Yeah. I'll be interested to watch them. Because I don't believe I've ever seen them live.
Have you listened to them, though?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. They are worth watching live. Your insides will rattle.
Oh, good. I want that.
So, yeah.
Apocalyptica. Cradle of Filth.
Yeah, I mean they are what they are. They're fun and good live. So yeah, worth a watch.
Lorna Shore.
Heavy as fuck.
Very popular on the festival scene for 2025. Actually, there's another couple of festivals we'll be talking about where they're on the lineup. Not that that's a bad thing. It's that they're a great band. Sixth, as well, is the last logo band there. Then some of the undercard there. Airborne.
Great filler band. I don't like using the word filler band, but they are. You can rely on them to put on a good show. They are what they are, and I fucking love watching them live. They're great.
Alien Ant Farm.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, there's a band I didn't expect to see.
So they played Download in 2016, I think. I watched. Well, they played more than that, but I know I watched them at Download in 2016. I think it was.
Wow.
And they were fantastic.
16. Yes, I wasn't working that year. But it was my first year as a punter. Ooh. So it's one of them where obviously you don't get to see as much as you want because you're still trying to figure out where the fuck everything is, and you're knackered from the walk.
You're still walking from your car 3 days later, yeah.
Bleed from Within, Boston Manor, CKY, Dayseeker, which I'm quite pleased about. I like Dayseeker. Eagles of Death Metal, The Ghost Inside, Jerry Cantrell, Ginger. Yes, they're very popular. Mallory Knox, Me First, and the Gimme Gimmies.
No, me first.
That's a great name. Do you know, I've never heard of them, but I like the name.
Give them a listen.
What kind of music is it?
I don't know. I don't really. I'm just telling you to give them a listen.
Oh, I thought you knew.
I know of them. I wouldn't have to. I'm not a fan of them at all by any stretch.
Okay. Not your thing.
No, but
everything ain't for everybody.
Looking at their photograph on the Download website, they're all wearing like nice lilac-coloured shirts. I think they're a bit of a variety band.
I am Googling as we speak. Okay. Oh. Okay. Now. See, yeah, I mean, you can't judge a book by its cover. That said, I don't know if they're going to be for me, really.
But this is the sort of band who can be a little bit of light relief, bit of fun, bit of a dance and a boogie, bit of a good time with your mates.
I can't say much about them without hearing it, but from the image, it's kind of 1950s style rock and roll. Do you know what? Part of my initial reaction comes from the fact that I grew up in a household where the only fucking music played was rock and roll music from the 1950s. And so I just have this visceral aversion to it. Not that some of it ain't great music, but, you hear it every single day. Yeah, I used to get dragged along to rock and roll gigs as a child, sitting in the corner whilst there's people doing the fucking jive. Oh my God. It was, I wish I could have stayed at home. I wish I was old enough to stay at home. So you see, ladies and gentlemen, where this awful reaction comes from. But, if that's your thing, then good luck to you, because they're on. Oh dear me! Let's move on from that to the next band, which is North Lane.
Fucking fantastic band.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely fantastic live band. Heavy as fuck.
Yeah,
like just great. Watch them.
Polaris. Poppy.
Yeah.
That was a big sigh, Rich.
Interesting booking. Very popular at the moment is Poppy. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see where they put Poppy, but I'm sure that they'll have a great audience. Especially with the younger folks. Younger folks, how old do I sound?
Oh, fucking hell, Rich. I didn't even spot it. Fucking hell.
Shit. But, it's an interesting booking, and it's certainly one for...
is it for the young'uns, Rich?
Yeah.
Is it for
the those young pups.
Oh, my God. Right. Fine. Okay, we know our demographic. It's fine. It's all right. I'm in my 40s. You're a father of 3 girls. And, there's no going back now.
Mate, I'm 40 next year.
Okay.
So
all right.
I'll be there.
Fine.
My hair's already grey.
But you've got so much of it that we can't tell. Like a lion. Right, so next, Star Set. I see. Okay. Turbo Negro. I had to look at that for a while to figure out what that said, because there's no space. And is it Turb One Grow? No, it's Turbo Negro.
They are really good live. If you haven't seen them before, I would recommend going to see them.
Okay.
They're very energetic, very... Yeah, they're great. They're good, really good live.
Okay. Whitechapel.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just realised these. I know it's not new, but these are all A to Z. Alphabetical, these. I've just realised. Twat. So, some of the undercard here, we're just going to run through these very quickly. I'm going to read them all because I can't be asked. Alcest.
Would you like me to take some? You've been reading.
You go ahead, Rich. I'll sit back and listen to your dulcet tones.
Oh, God almighty. I wish I'd have read some of these before I said I'd do that. Alcest, Amira Elfaki. Anal Nathrach. That's how we're going for that one. I don't know. I have heard of them before, but I don't know how you say the name because I've never heard the band name pronounced. Archers, Arrows in Action, RTO, Bad Nerves.
They're fucking great, by the way. Bad Nerves. Go and see them. They're a punk band. They're fucking ace. I saw them supporting Royal Blood in Newcastle, and they're a great bunch of lads. Go and watch them.
Great bunch of lads. Nice.
Yeah, man.
Battlesnake, Bex, Currents, Dead Poet Society, Dead Pony, Evor, Faytooth, Filter, Fit for an Autopsy. They're a good band. Go and watch them. The Funeral Portrait, Gore, Graphic Nature, worth a watch. Harpy, The Haunt, Holy Wars, House of Protection, Karen Dio, Kim Dracula. I'm interested. Kitty.
Oh, is that your sort of thing, is it?
I don't know, but the name's Dracula. So I straight away I stop and I go, I've never heard of you.
Okay.
So their bio on the download website says, surfacing from the flesh-eating diseases and torrential wildfires of Australia, Kim Dracula has arrived to create turbulent, creative art that mirrors the chaotic world around us. Between their musical compositions, extreme visuals, and lack of desire to fit into any specific box, Dracula is earning a devoted following in all different communities, changing the future of music as we know it.
I would love that if that's a real surname. Kim Dracula.
I think I don't want to kind of burst your bubble here, but
He's not.
Probably not.
She's got a great look. She's got. I say she. They. Would seem to be dressed as an admiral, a sort of ocean-going admiral with
electric purple hair.
Yeah,
I like
cool.
it.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, wonderful. Kitty, Lastel, Loathe, worth watching.
Very good, Loathe. I like Loathe.
Yeah, the Meths, Melted Bodies, Nothing More, Novelists, Orbit Culture, Riding the Low, The Scratch, 7 Hours After Violet, Sim, Sophie Lloyd, The Southern River Band, Spiritual Cramp. Now, I suffer with cramp a lot.
It's
never spiritual, though, no. Maybe I'll go watch them. Split Chain, Static Dress, we'll go and watch them.
They're very good.
Survive, Said the Prophet. Svalbard. Now, if you haven't seen Svalbard before, go and fucking watch Svalbard. Go and buy their music. Go and watch them. They'll change your life.
They sound kind of, Swedish or...
Yeah, they're from Bristol.
I love it.
I think. I'm going to fact check myself here because I'm sure they are from Bristol. How am I going to fact check this? Obviously, because if you search for Svalbard, you're going to get the place, aren't you?
Oh, it is a place.
Yeah, it's a place in Norway. Well.
Oh, right. Okay.
But, yeah, they're from Bristol. I was right.
Fuck's sake.
I do have some knowledge. But honestly, no, they're a really, really fucking good band and they're well worth a lot of your money to go and watch them.
Oh, right. God. Okay, then.
Yeah. And I'm sure Mr. John Todd will agree with me at that as well, because he's a massive fan as well. So, and if John Todd likes them, you should probably like them.
Okay, I'll take your advice on that. Because he's heavily involved with the takeover at Download.
Indeed.
So he's got a good taste in music.
He has. He very much has. Silosis, yeah, worth watching them. Teen Mortgage, Trophy Eyes, Underside, Unprocessed, Venus Girls, Vola, Vows, and last but not least, Windhand.
Vola rings a bell. I'm sure I must have seen them before. Either I've seen them before or I've heard them. Either way, their name sticks out, and I think they're good.
Yeah, they're a good band. Go and watch. Yeah.
So that is the full list there of what was announced for Download XXII, which is the 2025 version of Download Festival. It's going to get very confusing at some point when we're trying to figure out which one it is.
It's already confusing, and we're in the present, so...
Yeah, I know. Yeah, anyway. I mean, you refer to it as the year that it happened, don't you? You don't say download 1 or 2 or 3 or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Anyway, let's the lineup on the whole, I think it's fucking wonderful. I hope I can get there. I hope I can afford to go. Because I was kind of like a bit nonchalant about it all. I was very much like, oh, well, if I don't go next year, I don't go. And then they dropped this lineup, and now I've got serious FOMO because I need to be there. Are you
FOMO sexual?
I'll be anything for you, Neil. Anything at all for you.
I'm sorry, but the joke landed in my head and I had to share it. Okay. I mean, I'm very impressed with that lineup, and would love to be there to see it all.
Yeah.
However it happens.
Indeed.
So, next up, we're going to have a look at the lineup from Nova Rock. Now, I've never been to Nova Rock because it's in the continent. It's in the continent.
That's Austria, doesn't it?
I think it is. Does it say? It's got... it says at the bottom, Vorverkauf. Can you see that there? So, yes, let's assume it's in...
Fucking hell.
It literally says that, though. Vorverkauf. Let's assume it's there. So, Nova Rock happens in June, the 11th to the 14th of June. We're conflicting with Download there, aren't we? That's the same.
We are. Yes, same weekend, yeah.
Which is interesting because they share some acts in their lineup. So there's some flights going to be happening. Particularly for Lorna Shore, Electric Callboy, Airborne, Ginger, Kitty, Lolo, Vows. Did I say Polaris?
You didn't. You can now.
Poppy. Oh, Me First and the Gimme Gimmies.
Yeah. Lolo. You said that already. Yeah. I mean, it's quite a regular thing, isn't it, in the festival circuit it's obviously when you're playing a festival set, you're usually travelling with a lot less kit because you've got no staging or whatever. So
that's very true.
It's easy to shove your crates onto a plane and fly them over, I suppose.
Shove your crates onto a plane. Corn as well, by the way. Just to give a quick rundown of the bands playing at Nova Rock, you've got Korn headlining, Linkin Park headlining, and Slipknot, just in case you've never seen Slipknot before. Although how you've managed that, if you're a Download fan, I don't know. So, Falling in Reverse, The Ghost Inside.
You forgot an Electric Hallway headlining as well.
Oh, I might have. Oh shit! Yeah, I didn't fucking scroll down the page, did I? Oh fuck! Yeah. Okay. So, would you know what it is? It's because I'm used to a 3-day festival rather than a 4-day. Yeah. This is a Wednesday through Saturday.
Yeah.
So you can travel home on the Sunday.
Yeah. So we could do Wednesday, Thursday at Nova Rock, fly back and do Download Friday to Sunday.
Do you know what? I like the sound of that. Knocked Loose, Rise Against, Iggy Pop. Iggy Pop, is he still out there?
Does he still get his knob out?
Well, I wouldn't want to see it. I don't want to see it. In Flames, Motionless in White. Powerwolf.
Yeah. Biffy Clyro. Biffy fucking Clyro.
You're a fan, aren't you?
Massive fan, yeah. Massive fan.
Whitechapel, Wonder, Dream Theatre, Idols, Skillet, Heaven Shall Burn, Maina Smooth,
nice,
Burson Gold, I'm going to resist the urge to do any more of those. Bad Wolves. Do you know what? I do like the look of Nova Rock. If you know, it's I guess it's their version of Download. But who knows what it's like to go there. So yeah, Nova Rock. I mean, yeah, if you fancy a bit more of an exotic time, I'd love to go to Austria. Actually,
I've always fancied it.
Yeah, just it strikes me as an interesting place.
Are we classing Austria as exotic?
Well, depends what your definition of exotic is. It's not Britain, which,
Yeah, I get that. It's just Nova Rock. Sorry, it's €260 for the weekend, including parking.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that all 4 days?
That is for the 4 days. Their current price, including parking, including camping, is €260.
So when you look at the price of Download, you think, well, what the fuck's going on here? I can get to other festivals in Europe, with flights, and watch the same acts. Hey, whatever suits you. Then, lastly, we've got Rock am Ring. Up your ring.
Always wanted to go to Rock am Ring.
It looks, I have to say, just from looking at the fucking website, it looks incredible.
Yeah. It's great lineup again. It's always a good lineup at Rock am Ring and Rocking Park.
Now, this is at the Nürburgring between the 6th and 8th of June. On Freitag, the 6th of June, we have Bring Me the Horizon, Rich.
Yeah. They've got Bring Me the Horizon, they've got The Prodigy.
Oh, my God.
They've got A Day to Remember, they've got Biffy fucking Clyro. They've got Creeper, they've got Boston Manor, they've got Electric Cowboy on a DJ set, they've got Frank Turner on the Sleeping Souls. They've got Poppy, they've got Soft Play. They've got Ollie Schulz on band, great German performer. They've got Slipknot, they've got Rise Against, they've got Heaven Shall Burn, they've got In Flames, Spirit Box, Airborne. Oh, take a breath. Kitty, Nothing More, Skillet, Smashed Into Pieces, Zebrahead, the Chris Barris Band. They've got Cramp again here as well, Spiritual Cramp. Falling in Reverse, Sleep Token, Idols, Lorna Shore, Powerwolf. It's Ginger, Fit for an Autopsy, Polaris,
Sleep
Ghost
Token.
Inside. Yeah. I did say Sleep Token.
Sorry, I'm just... There's so much that it's hard to keep up, to be honest. You didn't mention Finer Sana Fish Fillet,
Did I not?
who I'm looking forward to seeing.
I'm pretty sure I did. I didn't.
Right, there's also what's this that's scribbled out? TBA artist. God, they're a great band. Teen Mortgage. I've never heard of them, but I love the name. Falling in Reverse. See, this it just looks great, Rich. If this was Download, I would be over the fucking moon.
Yeah. And you know what? You're in Germany, so you've got great beer as well.
Yeah.
Decent transport network to get there.
Oh, God, that is half of the fucking thing. Yeah, absolutely get into it. Because every year, the fucking traffic, the queues, the parking, oh, my God. Download. So, yeah, the German efficiency. Imagine a festival. Imagine a rock or metal festival with German efficiency. Oh, my God. Yes. Yes, Rich.
Yes.
We need to do this.
Yes.
Finer Sauna Fish Fillet.
So Rock am Ring is from €240 for the weekend, arena only. They do an instalment scheme. Camping is extra on top. which is priced at around €70. So, it's, what's that? What did I say? So yeah, you're looking at about 310. About 310 to €350 for the weekend.
This looks so good. Oh my God, Rich. Just look at the fucking picture of everybody at the top there. It looks massive. It looks absolutely fucking humongous.
Yeah.
Which, when you're at Nürburgring, you've got the space. It's like doing it, at a racing circuit. That's the ideal place because it's huge. This looks great, Rich. I've got nothing else to say. It just looks fucking amazing. So please invite us. Please, we would love to go to this and pay for our flights. Yes, please. Okay, so that is your festival news for the time being. I'm so excited, Rich. I mean, it's only November. And I'm excited for 2025's festivals already. There's obviously more British ones that we've yet to talk about the lineups to, but we need to save things. Because the thing is, there's not going to be that much festival news between now and summertime, so we need to space it all out a bit. And we'll get there. We'll get there with the other British festivals. There's a lot to talk about.
There is. And it's great to see the industry kicking back up and all these festivals happening still and new ones appearing and things like that. So, it's great, isn't it?
It really is. Do you know, I think I'm more excited for this year's download than I was for last year's. Oh, no, sorry, I'm getting this very, very confused. I'm more excited for 2025's download than I was for 2024's download.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's just because Sleep Token are on or not, but anyway. Rich Halpin is a man with a plan. He came up with a new festival called Dubs of Rock. It's a tribute act festival. Metal acts, metal tribute acts. And you want to see the lineup for this. It's incredible. You've got lots of A-list metal bands who he's booked as tributes. So we had a chat with him to find out all the details. So welcome to Rich Halpin. Hello there.
Hello guys, you all right?
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for the invite, appreciate it.
So, Dubs of Rock is one that I have only just recently heard of, to be honest.
She's brand new.
Really? Tell us about it.
I work for a company called James Dean Events. We are primarily a tribute festival organizer. So I know you guys obviously know Bloodstock very well. On the same site as Bloodstock, about 3 weeks before, is the Derbyshire Sausage and Cider Festival. We've been doing that for 11 years. About 2 years ago, I was like saying, come on guys, we've got to get some metal on. Let's have some rock and metal on at that event. So I put like Blink-182 on, Green Haze, some Rage Against the Machine, a few others. And it was one in, one out all weekend. It was completely packed. People just couldn't get in there. So we looked at that and we were like, wow, there's definitely a demand for it. So we tried it at our own big show first, and then we realised, this probably could break away and be its own thing now. And so we had an available date at Cato's Farm in Leicester, which is very confusing that both sites have got almost the same name. You've got Caton Park and Cato's Farm.
Yes.
And we've had people go to the wrong site expecting to be at that one. But fortunately, they are only maybe 20 minutes drive away. So it's not too far of a divert. So just based on that and, me pushing, saying we need a bit of rock, and it went down really well, sort of broken away and done a standalone rock and metal festival now in that tribute space. This is its first year. And so far, honestly, it was a bit of a joke. Not a joke, but it was a bit of a punt. Let's see. But honestly, so far, the reaction's been very impressive. And it seems like there's a lot of people out there, certainly in my age group, sort of like 30 to 50s age group, that are just like, you know what, for 20 quid a day, I don't actually care. I just want to listen to the songs that I know, bands that I like. I want there to be clean toilets, a decent bar, It's cheap as chips, and I can just go and have a laugh. You spend 10, 15 quid paying to get into Face Down in London or something and watch a DJ for 3 or 4 hours. You're getting 20 bands for almost the same price for a day and camping. You know what I mean? So if you can get past the sort of the whole sort of you're not supporting new music, it's tributes. If you can get past that and just say, look, it's a laugh, man. It's not damaging the scene. It's not here to stop any bands coming through. It's literally just like it's like going to a disco, but there's bands there. You know what I mean? And you can camp and have a good time with your mates for as little as 20 quid a day. Yeah, that's it. That's the idea.
I mean, what's not to like about that? I think personally, I think it's great. I think cover festivals have certainly got their place on the market. Tribute festivals have certainly got their place on the market, and I've been to a couple previously. And they're a great laugh. They're good for your friends, your family. You can have a relaxed drink, listen to some music. Actually, there might be tribute bands that you've not seen the original act of before that actually think, actually, I like this, and you'll go out and kind of find the original artist anyway. So I think this, and it's certainly a way of kind of pushing people towards rock and metal who might not want to take the plunge into paying 150 quid for a weekend somewhere.
Yeah,
to be able to pay a much lower day rate or weekend rate. I just give it, test the water, because I know a lot of people are scared of kind of the thought of going to a metal festival.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, with our, certainly in the local area, we are known as a family festival event. Most people know that it's us that are doing it. So the same principles apply, like, the free ticket for a child that's under 6. We try and keep everyone aged 6 to 17 as cheap as possible as well. Trying to encourage basically people my age that have got kids now that, want to bring them along somewhere safe that isn't too big, because you don't want to take your 6-year-old. Well, some people do take their 6-year-old to download, but it's a hard slog, isn't it? Carrying a child almost 2 miles to an arena.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. I've taken my stepdaughter to Bloodstock previously, which was a nice size.
Yeah, Bloodstock's a good size.
She coped with that. I wouldn't. I've got 3 girls. I wouldn't take any of them to download. My eldest's 11 now, and she's probably just getting to the age where she could cope with it. But I still think it'd be too big for her. So no, yeah, certainly. That kind of small to medium sized festival with a lot more family orientated, nicer facilities, things like that is more chilled out.
Yeah.
Is exactly what you need to transition the next generation into live music.
Yeah, definitely, man. And we're trying to, without saying it, I've been going to download for 20 years. I'm thinking about all the best stuff that I enjoy at download, and we're trying to bring a bit of that in. So, we've got the 2 stages. I'm going to try really hard to program it. So you might miss 15 minutes of one band, get half an hour or 45 minutes of the other. You know what I mean? Like, I think of the pilot as the perfect example. When one finished the main stage and we were running between each one, it won't quite be that good, but you might shave 10 minutes off each one. So if you want to keep going all day, you could just bounce between the 2. We've got an outdoor main stage, which is, it's good for sort of 3,000-4,000 people. And then we're going to have a big top for stage 2, which again will be good for 2,000 or 3,000 people with late night after parties. I think the 900 are going to do the late night after party on the Friday with myself. Saturday night's going to be Chop Suey and myself. And then Sunday night I'm going to close it as well, DJing. So we'll keep it going till hopefully 1 a.m, maybe a bit later.
Nice.
Would you go as far as saying that this is the biggest tributes festival in the UK?
Only probably superseded by the Derbyshire Sausage and Cider, which I do think is the biggest tribute festival that we possibly. It's certainly camping. I think it might be in there. So we get on a good year we can get 11,000 at Derby Sausage and Cider. And that typically was a 4-day camping festival. So I don't know anyone that has done that. Certainly not on my radar. I mean, there's tribute festivals everywhere, but I don't know if anyone quite breaks that 10,000 mark, which is surprising that, you could actually get 10,000 people to a tribute show. But this one, we're aiming for 5. we're hoping to do it on a license of 4,999. So that's where we're targeted for.
Yeah. I mean, you could have gone down the route of booking some of the actual bands. I mean, I guess you struggle with AC/DC and Metallica, but a lot of the bands who you might see at other contemporary festivals, you could have booked. So why are we going down the route of just tributes?
I think it's mass appeal. We probably could have afforded to have maybe, and this is no disrespect to any of those guys, we could have maybe got an In Me or someone on that level. But they're not going to bring 1,000 people with them, I don't think anyone's buying a ticket to this based on one band. I think they're looking at the flyer and seeing, I like that one, I like that one, I like that one. And by the time they got to the bottom of the flyer, they're like, okay, there's 19 bands there that I like out of 26. I think that's what the selling point is. For the majority of the weekend, I'm going to hear music I like. And I think that's where it's at. And, it's a year one conception. We can't really afford to take any big risks. We can't afford to get an Alien Ant Farm or someone of that level and gamble that's going to pull in the numbers you need. Otherwise, it'll be over as fast as it started. So we're just copying a model that we know that works, and the only difference is a change in music policy. We've had a successful show for 11 years doing the Family Sausage and Cider, which is a bit more indie, pop and rock. And we know that model works. And so we're just going to change the music policy and keep the standards the same. You got the luxury glamping, you got the hot tubs, you got the showers, you got the nice toilets that are cleaned every day, the things that got us to the level with the previous show. It's just the music policy is, my CD collection now.
So booking this is very much a labour of love for you then.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Have you been able to find tributes for all of your favourite bands?
No, there are some that are just like non-existent. But I think the majority of them in there, it's when you get into the heavier stuff, like struggle to find a Lamb of God one. That was a struggle. But normally, yeah, when you get into the real heavy shit, then it gets a bit harder. And obviously as things get more technically challenging, you're looking at real musicians then but I'm not saying these guys aren't real musicians, but like you're getting into some real heavy talent and it's like, well, they probably just have their own band anyway. I don't know. But yeah, for the most part, plus it can't all be for me. There's got to be, I'm not a big AC/DC fan, but you've got to throw that in there, because
you've got to know your audience, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Would you ever, if I'm hoping this is a massive success for you and the company this year, and would it be something you're looking to build on going forward into year 2 and year 3? Yeah. Would you ever kind of consider kind of a smaller kind of new music stage for original artists from the local area, maybe?
100%. I think that would be the natural progression. Obviously, we've got to make sure this one works. And then years 2 and 3, you would look at maybe, certainly the second stage, maybe the first half of the day is new people, and then it moves more into tribute in the evening. I don't know. We don't know yet. We've just put all our money on red at the minute and spanned the roulette. So let's see what happens. And but I'd look. My dream when I was 20 years ago was to work for Download Festival, and. That hasn't come to fruition, but we'll make our own way. We'll make our own one.
So, just to give out some names of some of the acts who'll be appearing over this weekend.
Yeah,
we've got Livewire. I love the way that they've sort of imitated the real logo of the band that they're actually tributing.
Yeah.
So Livewire, tribute to AC/DC. See, I don't want to have to. I don't think I have to tell you.
No,
who the tribute
I didn't
is
think
for.
that either. No. But my marketing head came on and was like, "We should put the little thing what it is underneath, just to be clear." But,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, this next one is Mortalica.
Fantastic band guy. They did Sausage and Cider for us a couple of years ago, and I was just like, "Oh man, they're really, really good." So they're probably my favourite on the lineup.
Okay. Next, you've got Hybrid Theory.
Yes.
a Linkin Park tribute, which I can't wait to see.
On trend. I mean, it was lucky for us that was booked before the comeback. So we did a Bloodstock there with Gojira and like the Olympics. It just landed. Perfect timing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I was saying High on Maiden.
Yeah.
Chop Suey.
Yeah, and apparently it's got a member of Breed 77 that is in that Chop Suey band. So there is a signed musician in that band.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Stiff Biscuit.
Mental.
Yeah. Pantera AD.
Yeah, I don't get that one so much.
No.
Was that
not for me, Pantera? So I'll be getting a beer.
I like Pantera. I'm not too. Maybe someone can point out the pun there, but I'm missing that pun.
Audio Rage.
Very good.
Rage Against the Machine and Audio Slave tribute.
Yeah, really good guys.
Looking forward to that one. Nirvana UK.
Yeah, and that's the really big one that reopened Brixton Academy.
Really?
After the closure. So they are like the best of the best.
Okay. Guns Two Roses.
Yeah, they're really big. They're probably the best of the best as well. Socials are massive. They've got like 80,000 people on their page.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're not all British based, are they, these?
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah. The Guns N' Roses British band, I'm pretty sure. I think they're on tour in America at the minute, though.
That's mad that you found all these tributes all in the UK. Foo Fighters GB.
Yeah, they're local lads, just literally 5 minutes from our office.
Oh, really? That's handy.
Yeah.
Machine Ed.
Yeah, I've not seen that one yet, but good name.
Yeah. Kill Switch UK.
There's a lot of UK ones, isn't there?
There is.
If you're struggling
UK.
For a pun, just put UK at the end.
Well, I mean, it's legally different to
Yes.
the original band's names. Different enough, but close enough so that you know what you're getting.
Exactly.
Ghost UK. Aranthrax.
Yeah, I don't know how you pronounce that one either, but I'm all up for some Anthrax. So.
Yeah.
We need a Slayer, yeah, because we're going to do. We've got another announcement to come in January, and I'm on the hunt for a Slayer, so at least we can say we've got the big four.
So this poster isn't the final poster?
It is not, no. There are about 6 more acts to announce, plus alternative entertainment, so we're going to have things going on during the day. Probably going to we use a wrestling company at our other show. We're probably going to bring them in and have live wrestling Saturday and Sunday. Again, bit download inspired, but it was good.
I mean, me and Neil are happy to have a wrestling match if you want.
Excellent. I'll take a chair shot. Yeah, it has to be Attitude Era. That's the rule.
Now, there's so many acts on here, and you've done really well in the booking. I'm just astonished at how little you're asking for ticket-wise for this. You look at other festivals, and we're talking hundreds of pounds for a 3-day camping weekend festival. Yeah. So, I mean, I hesitate to ask how have you done it? What are we missing out on?
We are fortunate, really. So our business has been trading for a long time, and any profits we've used to buy our own equipment, basically. So we own generators, we own toilets.
Wow.
We own fencing, and we've just reinvested any money we've had in basically anything you have to hire that costs thousands. There's still stuff we have to hire. We still have to hire external generators and stuff. We've only got 2, so we still need like another 6 on site. We still need more toilets. We still need the showers because they're like 15 grand to buy.
Oh wow!
But there's a proportion of equipment that we own, and the site is 20 minutes from our yard. So we can haul it there ourselves, so we don't have to spend £2,000 a time on, haulage goods, bringing stuff in and out.
Yeah.
And it's the only way we've been able to survive. We live very, as far as festival companies go, we do live very hand to mouth here. Being a fully independent festival company with no sponsorships, no anything else. You know what I mean? It's a bread and butter team of about 6 people that just. Want to work in events and just live it 24/7. You know what I mean? So
it's the dream job, really.
It was one of the three. Yeah, I had three things. I wanted to be in a metal band, but I wasn't good enough. I wanted to be a pro skater, but again, wasn't good enough. Or I wanted to work in festival industry. So
wow, I think that's decent. That's really good. That's an achievement. You know.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to work for Download originally, but then I realised that it's not Download, is it? It's actually like Live Nation and a PR company, and there's multiple things. Download's just a brand, you know. There isn't actually someone that works in an office called Download. Yeah. But that's what you don't realise as a child.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing by having parts of your own infrastructure belonging to your company, and it just goes to show how much it costs. Forget the talent that are performing. The infrastructure costs alone, I know, can run into the tens of thousands quite easily.
Oh yeah. So even owning our own stuff, it's not going to be cheap to put on. Staff is the biggest issue. Well, it's not an issue, but it's the biggest cost.
Yeah.
You know, security staff. You think about, obviously, there's going to be mosh pits and crowd surfing and stuff like this. This is something none of our security guys have ever dealt with before. So we're going to have to go and find more specialised people that are used to the idea of pulling people out of crowds and stuff. And have normally we'd have 2 or 3 people at the front of a stage, mainly just for when someone gets a bit hot or a kid's lost or something like that. Now I'm going to need 20 blokes, big guys, pulling people off from crowd surfing. So that's a new dynamic that our security team won't be used to.
Pit crews aren't cheap, are they?
No, they're not. And they're quite specialised. So that's a big expense for this. And we're just sort of hoping, you know, if we can break even in year 1 and not lose any money, we'll call that a success. That's the goal.
Yeah, there's so many aspects to putting on a festival that I guess you have to encounter to get to putting it on. Crowd management is something that I used to do. I used to pull people out of the pits, and you know, it's
fancy volunteering for a day.
I mean, if we're going down that route, I've done my crowd planning stuff with the Home Office, the Emergency Planning College. I'm qualified in that. There we go. Forget the rest of Neill. We're going to run the pit.
I know. Oh my God. Well, I was a lot thinner in those days, and newly qualified. So I don't know about doing it nowadays, but I can talk about it.
It must be pretty terrifying when you hear the singer like, "Everyone crowd surf now," and you're like, "Oh my God, the wave of just people pouring." Yeah.
You can't tell me that you've worked a pit until you've done a Slipknot gig. That is
Where was
something
that?
else. That was a Download.
Wow, what year?
In 2013.
Okay.
It was crazy. It was. I don't know how many people I pulled out the pit. It was probably 100 plus.
It's hard to determine as well, isn't it? Like 50% of them are doing it because they want to, and another 50% are doing it because they can't stand the heat and the crowd, and they just need out, and it's the fastest way out.
The crushing as well, you know, the forward surge. Yeah. It is frightening from our perspective as well, because you know you've got to work fast.
You sort of like stood at the front of a battle line. You got 100,000 people screaming at you, and you're like, "Wow, this is intense." I mean, I've not done it, but obviously I've been down the front of the stage, you know, for like media reasons and stuff like that, and you're like, whoa, you know, it's an intensity to it.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't do it again anymore. You know, I think I'm well past that sort of stage of doing things. But it is absolutely it's a skill. It's a skill because you're looking out for things as well. You know, you're looking at the crowd as much as you might want to turn and look at the act. You've got to watch the crowd. That's what you're there for.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get that many. Based on sort of the demographic data we're getting at the minute, most people are 30 plus, so I don't imagine it being a huge crowd surfing moment. But there's going to be a few, and we've got to get the right people that know how to respond to that.
To me, it seems like a very sort of aimed at a family sort of atmosphere, and in an older sort of. I mean, if you're looking at even a sort of Bloodstock type demographic, which is in the older age range, I don't think I've ever seen any crowd control issues at Bloodstock before.
No.
So
mainly, I think we lean more towards circle pits now than walls of death, because they're a bit more like, yeah, just push into each other a bit and then it all stops, you know. But we have got a Lamb of God, so hope, you know, they might split the crowd.
Well, you said you went to the download pilot.
Yeah, I've been to, I think I've only ever missed 3 downloads in 21 years now. Are we on?
Now, at the pilot, I love the pilot.
Yeah.
And I love the idea that you've copied of having a tent and an outdoor main stage, which they did at the pilot.
Yeah.
I think it's a cracking idea. And you made me think of the entertainment that they had, which was at night time. They had a silent disco.
Yeah.
When I don't think I've ever been more drunk and never had such a good time at download, to be really honest. When was it? It was a few years ago now, wasn't it? 2021?
2020. Yeah, it was straight off the back of COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was wicked, man. That after party was there every night, man. It was great.
How important is the sort of after entertainment to a festival?
I think it's massive. I remember, you know, there were years at Download where, like, religiously you just have to watch the headliner. That was it. I'm a young lad. I've got to watch the headliner. And I remember getting into my 20s and I was like, you know what, I've seen Slipknot like 6 times now. I think I have more fun in the doghouse chatting to people and just, you know, being and start, you know, my opinions changed, and the after party became the big thing for me. I think it's really important, man. I think it's a good way to unwind. I like that we're mixing it up with DJ sets and bands rather than just solid DJ sets. So I think it really helps sell tickets, and it's not, you know, it's a fairly inexpensive thing to do, especially if we shut down the main stage and move everyone into the tent. You know, it's not a major cost, and if I'm playing for free, you know, just, and it's good because I'm playing, because if no one goes, then I can just say turn it off. Don't feel obliged to stay playing to no one. We'll just say turn it off.
There is also, because we're calling it Dubs of Rock, and I have noticed 1 or 2 Volkswagens.
Yeah.
In your
yeah. So
in your promotional material.
Yeah. So obviously the original concept was, we know a lady called Natalie who runs Dubs in the Middle, which is in Worcester, and it's a big. I think she gets about 3,000 to 4,000 people that go, and it's all about VW camper clubs, and they come from all around the country, and they meet and they have this festival together.
The car enthusiasts.
Yeah, car enthusiasts basically. Yeah, and they do it, and they go around in big groups and they pick their festivals, and so we were like, she said, there's no market for that kind of thing, and we were thinking about doing this anyway, and we were going to put it under the Hardwired brand, and we were just like, well, should we try mixing it in with the Dubs one instead? Because it kind of comes with a ready-built audience, so we could maybe get 200 or 300 people in before we even started, because they just want to come for that community experience. So we sort of just gelled the two together, and, you know, Dubs of Rock was kind of born off that.
Cool.
So it is very VW friendly. We could do. Going to have a private VW camping area. I think.
Really?
Yeah. And then there'll be a VW camping show. Show and Shine, I think it's called. So on the Saturday, they'll bring all their Dub cars into the main arena. There'll be like an open competition where we judge like who's got the best paint job, who's got the best custom modifications, and they can win awards. And we were just looking at what awards we were going to do today, actually, and we're going to get skateboards, decks, and it will say like what category they've won on the bottom of the skateboard deck.
Nice.
And that's like rather than a boring little trophy, we're going to do like blank skateboard decks for the winners.
I love it.
Yeah.
Wow. So there's loads going on.
Yeah. It's kind of one of them, like, yeah, it's kind of hard to talk about everything that's in my head and the team's head, you know what I mean? But it will be there's a lot going on.
Can we talk to you about merch?
Yeah.
Now we have, because me and Rich Holmes, who's there in North Wales, we're not 20 years old anymore.
Yeah.
And we haven't often seen the inside of a gym. So we're sort of larger gentlemen, larger gentlemen. And one of our bugbears is going to the merch stall, and finding that all the big sizes have sold out first.
Yeah.
So, whilst we acknowledge there are rockers of our sort of age who have managed to maintain a healthy waistline, and can get access to all the merch they want, of their size, there are bigger sizes.
Yeah.
And I think this, as you get past 40 and towards 50, there are gentlemen who might be looking for a 2XL, a 3XL, a 4XL, a 5XL.
Yeah. I say this is a lesson we've already learned, because we run the Back to Festival, which is like an 80s, 90s reunion sort of thing. And the first year we did merch there, I put the order in. I got like loads of smalls, mediums, and came home with so many smalls and mediums, and just loads of people walking away from the store because we didn't have the size. So I think we held on to that stock for about 3 years before we ended up just chucking it out into the crowd. You know what I mean? Like we just couldn't get rid of it. Wow. So it is a lesson that we have learned. And yeah, larger sizes will be available. But I don't think we really thought about would you buy a T-shirt that's got a load of tribute bands on the back?
I don't know. I mean,
yeah. I went to a gig last month, the month before, to a tribute act, and I bought one of their T-shirts.
Did you pay tribute act t-shirts. Prices for it, or is it main?
What the headline price on it was 25 quid, I think it was.
Yeah, a hoodie or a T-shirt?
T-shirt.
I don't know.
And they were doing quite a good business as well.
Yeah.
In Wales, in the middle of nowhere.
I quite like the Dubs of Rock branding. The logo and stuff. That would look nice on a T-shirt. But I don't think we've really sat down and thought about monopolising the merch stall just yet. More just let's put the show on, man, and let's get people in. The music policy will be good. You will have a good time. I think that's where we are at the minute with sort of promotion and what we're thinking about the show. I think we are selling it probably too cheap, but I'd rather hit the numbers and have all those 3,000-4,000 people leave and go, yeah, that was amazing, and go and tell 10,000 people how good it was. And then maybe we can look at how much we charge for it in years to come.
I mean, it's a good way of building that kind of hardcore audience, isn't it? But also as well, with having your headline price so low, especially in year one, your secondary spend on the bars is going to be a lot more, I'd say, because hopefully. I know certainly things like download. I know we've done a lot of work with press, downloading Bloodstock and stuff. We don't, we're there working, so we don't tend to spend as much on alcohol anymore. But we might have an afternoon off or whatever and go for it. But like when you're paying for download and we've done RIP in Park Farm at download, and you're spending 700 quid per person. It becomes a very expensive weekend. And I probably drink less than I used to because of the price of it now. So for me, if I was looking at that, paying incredibly reasonable prices, I'd want to be spending more at the bars.
Yeah, I'd encourage that.
Absolutely. Responsibly, of course. But,
responsible drinking. But yeah, that's it, isn't it? The entry gate fee hasn't completely destroyed your wallet, so you can drink and enjoy yourself and maybe treat yourself to some food and whatever. You don't need to ration, and that annoys me about bigger festival. Well, it doesn't anymore, but when I was younger, the needing to go back to your tent to drink, to get yourself where you want to be, to enjoy yourself, but losing 3 hours out of the arena. Yeah. That was an annoyance that didn't last long when I was younger. And then I realised, God, you got to save up, man. These are just fun tokens, and so you just got to go with a wad of cash. And if you want to have fun, you got to spend the fun tokens,
Yeah. I mean, in terms of policies for the campsites and stuff, are you on a similar sort of line as what Bloodstock would be? Bearing in mind you're on the same site, and it's
not the same site as Bloodstock.
Oh, beg your pardon.
Clear
Sorry.
that one up. Yeah. So it's Cat and Park is where we do the sausage and cider festival.
Beg your pardon.
And Cato's Farm is Dubs of Rock.
An important reminder for everybody there.
One's Derbyshire, one's Leicestershire.
They are very close.
Right next to each other, yeah. So, the drinks policy might seem a little tight, I guess. So we're on 18 cans per person for the weekend, which is, I think, downloads at 24 cans now. So
You've got to have a policy, though.
We're 6 cans lighter than download, but we're a fraction of the price. So,
Exactly. It swings and roundabouts. You're not paying over the odds to get in, and you've got, decent camping facilities for 3 days. It's going to be a great weekend.
Yeah.
I just think that the more spare cash you've got whilst you're there, you're more willing to spend it if you haven't had to pay hundreds to get in.
Yeah. And it's not like it's not a trap, we're not like putting this cheap gate on and when you arrive every drink's 25 quid. You've not just walked into Amnesia in Ibiza and you're about to spend 19 quid on a bottle of water.
Yeah.
It'll be competitive on site as well, but there is that alcohol limit, and it comes down to licensing as well. Licensing officers are much more nicer with you if you've got a limit. If there's no limit and you're like, oh, they can bring as much as they want, they do get a little scared about that at times, and it makes your medical more expensive, it makes your security bill more expensive. So there's other reasons people would put a limitation on alcohol other than just they want to sell you their beer.
So, for anybody looking to buy tickets, let's look at the different tiers of tickets that are available for Dubs of Rock. There are a few. You've got some VIP options as well as just standard tickets, haven't you?
Yeah, so we have a big stretch tent with a private bar in there, some nice porcelain toilets and sinks. To get you away from the old Portaloos.
Oh, yes.
It's got like rattan furniture in there and it's more of like a chill out zone. I think it's only an extra 40 quid and you break that across the 3 days. What's that? Like £13.33 recurring or something to go in the VIP area.
It's worth it for the decent shite, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, man. When you got to go. Yeah, it's worth it. I don't think the bars will be, we got a solid bar crew. And queue time's never something we've really struggled with. Like the guys are really good at keeping the queues down. But if you are VIP, you've got that private bar, you're just going to walk straight in and get a drink.
You've also got options for people to come with a caravan or motorhome. You've got day tickets without camping.
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday only. Friday will be exclusive for campers.
You've got separate child tickets at a reduced rate. You've got the general Volkswagen camper van pitch, which people have to pay to get in separately. Yeah,
so it gets a bit confusing here, I guess. This is where the VW bit gets a bit confusing. Like I say, these VW clubs, like say everybody that lives in Swindon that's got a VW, go as a group from Swindon, but they all want to be camped together.
Sure.
So they need to buy the ticket that says VW Swindon on it. So when they arrive, our guys know, right, these all go together.
Yeah, in that allocated sort of area.
Yeah. If you just arrive without that, you just get the next bay. And then people start moaning, going, oh, I want to be with my mate John. So they need to sort of buy that ticket to identify themselves so they are parked together on the day.
It's good for you for planning as well, isn't it? You know how much space you'll need for stuff.
Exactly that. And where the fire lanes are and all that fun stuff. But obviously, some people are looking on the site. They have they're not even VW people. They're just looking for a weekend ticket, and they're looking at all that stuff, going, "What's all that about? Singles and mingles and all this stuff." do I want to book in that one?
Great. Okay. So and it's called, of course, it's being held in August. So we're hoping
bank holiday.
Yeah. Some sunny weather.
Yeah. But if not, stage 2 is undercover. So.
Hey.
There we go.
Great. Well, I'm really looking forward to this. We're going to be there. So look out for Festpod. We shall be wandering around, taking in the atmosphere and reporting back, basically, and telling you what it's like.
Yeah.
So that will be the 22nd to the 24th of August, 2025, and it is Cato's Farm in Leicestershire.
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay, so
not to be confused with Catton Park in Derbyshire, but someone will do it. I can guarantee it.
Probably Neill.
Well, hopefully my little trip up earlier will stick in people's mind and they'll think, it's not that place. It's not that place. It's Cato's Farm.
Yeah, hopefully.
So we're leaving that in. Okay, well, thanks, Rich Halpin, for joining us today on Festpod. So that sounds fun, doesn't it?
It really does, and what a great bunch of lad Rich is.
Yes, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you. Pleasure to talk to Rich. Really passionate about what he does, and I think there's definitely the want for more tribute festivals, and yeah, it looks great, and I can't wait to go.
So next, we are going to catch up with Veiled at their album launch, which is coming up right after this.
Run VT.
We are North Atlas, and you're listening to Festpod. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for that last-minute festival essential? Or maybe you just want to travel light and get your whole camping setup when you arrive on site? The good news is that Fat Frank's Camping Shop will take care of all your festival camping essential needs. From camping chairs to blow-up airbeds, cosy duvets to festival cooking sets, Fat Frank has it all. And what's more, Fat Frank offers a click and collect service at several UK festivals. So head to fatfrankscampingshop.com to order now, or visit Fat Frank and the lads at your favourite festival. Fat Frank's Camping Shop, the official sponsors of Festpod, the unofficial rock festival guide.
Welcome back to Festpod, the unofficial rock festival guide. Now, a couple of weeks ago, Veiled held their debut album launch. I went along to chat to the boys. So here we are at the Lending Room in Leeds. Welcome to Veiled with the congratulations on your new album since we last saw you at Download Festival on the Doghouse stage. What's been going on since?
Well, album launch, it's basically been all hands on deck with the album since then. It sounds kind of boring to just say that, but the amount of work that's gone into it behind the scenes with everyone, he did fuck all.
No, well, I was going to say, having gone through the album a few times, I can hear how much thought and preparation and effort has gone into every single track. Just talk me through the thinking on where you wanted to be with the album, because it sounds incredible.
Yeah, I guess we just wanted to do as best as we could, like just take what we'd already done and level it up as much as possible, like thematically, cinematically, with the story elements that are in there, with the 3 sort of interlude tracks. Just be bigger and better, really, and take everything that we've done, playing Download and what have you. We just need to make our album match what we're doing everywhere else, really.
And as a debut album, it sounds like it could be your 3rd or 4th album.
Thank you.
The quality of the production on it is just amazing.
That's all thanks to that guy over there. He's he mixed and mastered that whole thing.
Are you smiling behind there, are you?
Can you still make smiling faces?
Yeah, he took it and absolutely killed it on the production.
Yeah.
But yeah, couldn't speak any higher of the production on that album. It's massive.
And congrats on getting up the charts as well.
Thank you.
Oh my God, you must have been thrilled.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a bit. Obviously, you don't expect it, do you?
Don't you?
No, you
don't.
don't.
I mean, you hope for it, though.
You hope
you?
for it, but obviously there's back of your mind saying, it's not going to happen and that, and then you just see it creeping up and that.
Yeah, we kind of got to number 3 at the point on the day of release, and we were like, oh, that's really cool. What the fuck? We never expected to get to number 3, and then all of a sudden it went to number 1, like overnight, and we're like, what the fuck is going on?
Incredible.
Yeah, it was insane.
I thought somebody had photoshopped it.
Did you really? Yeah.
I was like, fuck off.
I went and checked it, I was like, oh shit, screenshot, keep that.
You mentioned the narrative. Talk me through the narrative on the album. What are people listening out for?
So it's just kind of expanding on the world of Veiled, the beginnings of the sect. We've always kind of gone for some sort of cinematics, whether that's in our music videos or like the stage show and what have you. But then we thought an album's the best place to expand upon that sonically. yeah, it's about the birth of the sect, people sort of going missing, joining the sect as of such. But we kind of like to leave it open to interpretation in that kind of sense.
Yeah.
It gives us room to be free with the music videos and the cinematic side of things when we get round to it.
Yeah, I like that. Don't be too specific.
Yeah. But once we get more budget and are able to put more into that visually as well, then we can be a hell of a lot more specific in that sort of sense as well. But
wow.
Yeah.
So you've got plans for the future with it all then?
Yeah, definitely. Even if it's just sort of half-baked ideas in the back of the mind at the moment, but we've always got something that we're wanting to do visually.
Yeah. Each individual track sounds really crafted, like you've put so much thought into absolutely 14 tracks, including your interludes. So were you inspired by any particular style, like to create that, that?
Yeah, I mean musically we kind of just wanted to write what came out, really, whatever came out. I think some of it's a reflection of what we were listening to at the time, just versus what we personally like.
Yeah.
But yeah, really we kind of go around a feeling almost. There's always about 50 odd ideas that we're all throwing around between each other, but then refining that into a single like album's concept as of such. Like we went for a feeling of terror or a feeling of unease.
Yeah.
And yeah, just went through all of our ideas that we had and said, does this convey what we're wanting to, what emotion we're trying to elicit from the song, essentially.
Yeah, it really comes together as a whole. The album is consistent from track to track.
Good.
You sound like you don't know that.
I'm just glad. I'm glad it comes across that way because there was.
We've listened to this album so many times. like before. Like it released, like we've listened to it thousands and thousands of times.
Yeah,
so it's nice to see like getting feedback from.
Oh, absolutely.
People,
yeah. How long have you actually been working on this album? Because it sounds like it's been in the works for quite a while.
I think first like about a couple of years ago, something like that, when we were first like getting some things ready for album, and like we knew that this track is the start of the next album, and then just building on that. So probably the best part about 2 years. Yeah.
Looking back at some of the demos and then seeing like last modified 2022 and stuff like that, so it's like shit. I didn't know how long we'd been sitting on some of these tracks at a point, but yeah, it's been a long time coming.
Making them right, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Hellbound, just putting it out there, is my favourite.
Thank you.
Have you got any particular favourites yourselves that you each within each track that you like to play for yourselves?
Mine's one I'm looking forward to playing tonight is Root of Man's Impurity. It's just huge. It's just big sounding. I can't wait to get that thundering on stage.
Yeah, I think I can't wait to play Reverie personally.
It's an amazing track. Yeah,
thank you.
I mean, even the word reverie, it's not a word you hear every day, is it?
No, not really. I mean, it's what we've thrown around ideas sort of thing for a while now. It's a nice word, really.
It is.
Yeah, it just felt right for that one.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's probably Hellbound for me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just the chorus is probably one of the biggest choruses for me we've ever done. It's just I'm a sucker for that.
Yeah.
Hellbound for me as well.
Really?
Yeah. To listen to recorded, it's not my favourite to listen to recording.
Really?
But to play live, like we played it live last week, and it just feels really good to play.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really fucking hard because I like all the songs on the album, but probably going to be Hellbound and Root of Man's Impurity for me. I think we've got 4 out of 5 for Hellbound tonight, so I think we're all pretty excited for that one.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Fantastic. It's been a few months since June.
It has indeed.
Since download. It has, just a couple.
It's flying by.
It is. So, how have you... I would like to ask bands who've been on the takeover this question. How have you noticed it change for you as a band in getting bookings or dealing with people since they know that you're a download band?
I mean, it gives you a lot more credibility, really, if you can say that you've played download. And then obviously, what we got told at least is that we were the biggest opener and that, so that gives you a bit more credibility, really.
Yeah,
it's just a lot more to use for getting those bookings and stuff. And I think we said at Download, we'd already, just from before playing Download, just having the announcement of that we were on Download, we'd already gotten some bookings from that sort of thing.
Amazing.
Other festivals and what have you. And yeah, I guess it gets people to take you a bit more seriously in that sort of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, people take you a little bit more seriously. Like, not that they weren't anyway, but to have that next to your name, it's kind of like a big checklist for some people. Like, it's a good thing to tag onto your name.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's huge, isn't it? Even to get picked for the takeover, that's an achievement in itself.
Oh yeah, it's huge. Like the amount of bands, like 400 or 500 bands apply, and 5 get to do it. Like 6, however many got. Like there's not many that get to do it at all. So it's
a handful.
Huge achievement.
Yeah. So we do have some festival organisers who listen to Festpod. If there's any watching this, who are you appealing to? Where would you like to play? What festivals are you looking at?
Bloodstock for me. Yeah, I'm looking to go Bloodstock.
Yeah.
The lineup's insane, as well as I just think we'd really fit well there. I think we're on Vicky's radar, but yeah.
So we got loads of people on TikTok to just spam Vicky, just to tag Vicky, and just we want to play Bloodstock, tag Vicky.
Wow.
And she did reply as well. So.
Did she?
So, I mean, hopefully, yeah. If we can get on Bloodstock next year, that'd be insane. But like you said earlier before we started, Radar, that's a really good festival.
Radar's amazing.
Resurrection Fest.
Resurrection Fest, if we're talking Sonosphere. Yeah, we'll bring back Sonosphere just so we can play it.
Monsters of Rock.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, anything really. I mean,
I'd love to get into Europe.
Yeah, some European festivals.
Now, this is your launch night for your album. Again, congratulations. Huge achievement, debut album. So, what's next? What shows have you got coming up? Are you taking it on tour?
We've got a weekender in February with Draconian Rain, is it?
Yeah, Draconian Rain.
I think that's all that's
A few
announced.
more shows booked in. I think we've got a couple in April, which has been thrown about. And yeah.
I think our manager Danny's pushing a lot for us to play a lot more shows next year. Now that the album's out, I'm just going to get around the UK, but hopefully into Europe as well.
Yeah, it's always been having the product to work with, essentially. So
having something to sell.
Yeah. Which of course we had the EP before, but that's just kind of getting dipping your toes into the water as such. But now we've got the album, and with all the accolades we've been able to collect over this year, which is insane, really. We're in a very thankful place that we've got a much stronger, EPK if you're in the business talk, but we've got a much stronger CV than a lot of other bands have at the moment. So yeah, we're just hoping to capitalise as much as possible and take Veiled and the Sect to as many people as we can.
Hey, fantastic. Thanks for joining us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks to Veiled for inviting us along. It was such a great gig, and I wish them all the best with the album. And, if you ever get the chance to see Veiled, go and watch them. They're fucking great, honestly.
They really are. Great bunch of lads as well. And
they are.
I was gutted that I had to pull out of going to that show in Leeds. But yeah, next time I'll be there.
Next time, Rich. That is it for this episode. Thanks for listening, and I'll, as always, going to encourage you to go to festpod.co.uk to find all of our links. If you've enjoyed the show, please like and subscribe wherever you found us. Tune your algorithm, by interacting. Leave us a comment. We are on the socials and on YouTube, so as always, just search for Festpod. If you'd like to support the show, head to festpod.co.uk, click on support us, and you'll find our merch and Patreon options there. So that's it. Thanks, Rich.
Thanks, Neil.
Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
A Wilco Productions podcast.
Does he still get his knob out?